The first Noel, the angels did say, was a certain poor shepherd in fields as they lay. Oh yeah. That's my Britney Spears first Noel for you. Howdy, partner. How you doing? All right. Welcome back to an all new episode of A Seat at the Table. And I'm just glad that you're back. Why am I giving you this country voice? I'm not sure. Anywho's, yes, I bet you didn't think I was going to come back for a second. First of all, let's unpack this. I bet you didn't think that I was going to come back for another episode. I feel like you were shooketh when the show came out last week. Okay, great. I think that you thought, oh, okay, well, that's cute. She didn't have nothing to do. Maybe she just gave us a little something. First of all, Doubting Thomas, I told you I would be back. All right? Oh, excuse me, miss. Oh, my God. All right, so first of all, how are you? Thank you for asking. I am amaze balls, okay? Everything's hanging to the left, okay? And, Christmas. Can we talk about Christmas for a minute? Now, I don't know. I feel like this year more than ever, what the energy that I'm receiving from Christmas is that people are super anxious about getting the right gift or last minute shopping and how much that breeds financial ruin, so to speak. I don't know. I just feel like everyone, even kids nowadays, I saw that Tamar Braxton posted something about letting Lil Vincent Logan open up a present, and I don't know, he just seemed really like, oh girl, is this all, or whatever the case is, I don't know. And she said she was going to take it back, and how she felt like at this point there was more kind of pomp and circumstance in terms of, oh yes, I love the holidays because I love getting presents, but I think we should all take a moment during this I shy away from saying holiday season. And, for me, this time of the year is the time that we in modern day civilization choose to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. And, the commerciality of it all, we all get caught up in it. And, everybody likes presents, but I think that like the real gift is that, the reason for the season to me is really what it's about. And the whole idea about exchanging gifts is about the three wise men presenting Jesus with these gifts, you know what I mean, in light of his birth. So and the things that they gave him meant something. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just like, oh, yeah, I got some frankincense in my bag, so I'm thinking I'm gonna get it to that Jesus nigga. No, y'all, like, it's for a reason. So I say all that to say, hopefully you're not anxiety ridden during this holiday season. And shout out to everybody who is going to be celebrating this holiday away from home. It has been a year since I've been back in New York City, back amongst my family, back, where I would consider home. And I can recall like being in Philly during a lot of the Christmas time of year, and having like, I think that it's important during this time of year especially to really surround yourself with a lot of love and a lot of light and a lot of life, because this can be a really depressing season, or a season that can draw depression for a lot of people, draw anxiety. The idea of if you're not with your family, that kind of feels like something is away, or, if there is a special someone that is no longer here with you, or, because we all have that, the special someone who is no longer here with us. So that just kind of puts a bah humbug on the season. I say to you, think about the idea that this season is about the gift of life. You know, like, even if you are not a Christian, and even if you don't celebrate the idea of Christmas being correlated to Christianity or religion, I think that if for nothing else, the idea of, for you seculars, for you worldly people, the idea of Santa Claus and, this magical jolly guy who gives your kids presents and who grants them their wishes, because kids are the most innocent amongst us, and, yada, 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 whatever. I think that even if you think of it in that spirit alone, like, this is a gift of life kind of time. And this is just such a special season that you can even root yourself in the fact that, like, if you are here and you are able to kind of say, you know what, thank you for this life even. That's the reason for the season, So, not to get heavy on you so early, honey. So anyway, how is that work job going? I know, tell me about it, bitch, please. Let me just say this, okay? I want to just pull this up. Can we just pull up to the table a little bit earlier than expected? But why not? Speaking of Christ Mass, more God. Speaking of, and I don't know if my friend is going to listen to this, but if you are, I will say this. You know what? Delete that. Okay, let me just say this. If you are dating someone during the holiday season, or you are married to someone whom you probably aren't, let's just say this, you're not into their taste level. You don't trust that this person, you're not into their taste level, and you and them, kind of, because really, let's be honest. Excuse me, I'm having a little wine. First of all, don't judge me. Even though I'm putting the show out in the morning, I recorded this at night, so judge your mother. And we talked about this last week, the morning wine. I'm not judging you. Okay, but I digress. So if you've ever been involved with someone where you don't agree with their taste level, either it's because they're cheap, they're tacky, they're cheap and tacky, you like more expensive stuff, whatever. Because that's really what the key is. Those are the keys. Either the person is cheap, or they're tacky, or they're cheap and tacky, and you don't want them picking out presents for you, okay? Or they're also lazy. They're lazy, and because, gifting is not one of their love languages, it's not something that's important to them. I know people who they're not great gift givers, because it's like, then they've got to get really deep into the idea of, all right, so like, what does this person want? And they don't want the rejection of maybe providing you something that you don't like. They don't want to deal with that. All right. So rejection is also a part of it. I guess it's not just cheap and tacky. It's rejection, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, I say all that to say, if you've ever dated someone where you just don't want their present, do you let that be known? Or do you fall back and say, you know what, I'm going to let you get for me whatever it is you want to get for me? Because honestly, is it more weighted on, listen, we've been together for so long, or we've been together and I just, I'm more comfortable with you just giving me the money and I'll go get whatever I want? Because here's my thing. More times than not, if someone does that, let's be honest, you're going to spend the money on something that will be not memorable in a very near future. Anytime that anyone has ever gifted me money for an occasion, whether it be for my birthday or for Christmas, in a very young age, I would always I don't know what I did with that money. I really don't. The things that lasted the longest for me are the things that people just gave me. And not even so much that I asked for specific things, but the things that they just gave me because they said, I thought about you, or maybe I was not really thinking about you and this shit was on sale. So I said, fuck it. But whatever the case is, Like, what's the right thing to do when you're in a relationship? Is the right thing to do just be honest with each other and say, you know what, I don't like your taste level, or you know what, I would just prefer if you give me money? Or is the right thing to do to kind of let your partner kind of hone in on who you are? And they might decide, you know what, who you are is a money-loving bitch. So I just gave you cash because it's your size. It's never going to go out of style. And you know I didn't get it at a bargain, bitch. So here you go. You know, and I can respect that. But I just feel like there's something impersonal about that. You know, that's like, how many motherfuckers are you going to give a Starbucks gift card to this season? And no shade to you if you received a Starbucks gift card. That's probably one of the most impersonal, thoughtless ass gifts that you could give somebody. Truly it is. Okay. And I say specifically a Starbucks gift card, but you can go ahead and apply that to any, whatever, Dunkin' Donuts for you niggas, Tiavana, just somewhere that's really thoughtless, you know. I don't know. What say you folks? Do you say that it's okay to just get the money and tell your person, hey, you know, whatever, or should you let your partner just kind of hone in and get you what they want to get you? I say you should let them get you what they want to get you. Because here's my thing. Even if it's something that's not me, it's you. And you got it for me. So whether that's from a narcissistic place, because think about it. Think back. Think back. When you were a kid, most of your presents to people were very egocentric. Think about it. If you gave your mom anything, it was like some shit that you would love. Like, ooh, girl, I'm going to give you this crayon, or I'm going to give you this ugly picture, or I'm going to give you this macaroni necklace. Can I play with it when you're done? You know, like those are very egocentric gifts, because instead of me thinking in my young psychological and empathic mind about what it is that you would want, I would be thinking about, hey, this is what I would want if I was getting a present. So whatever. I don't know. I say you let your significant other just pick out something for you. But I would love to know what your thoughts are on that. All right, folks. So much to unpack this week. So much to talk about. All right. Let's start with a little bit of a sad note. Rest in peace to Gabe. Many of you will know him as Trina's ex-husband from Trina Braxton, the Family Values, Toni Braxton's sister. If you remember, her sister who lived in Atlanta, and was married to, I want to say that he is Mexican. I believe Gabe is Mexican, or Gabe was Puerto Rican or something. I'm not sure, but I say all that to say, just to kind of give you a picture of who he is. Maybe you haven't watched the show in a while. He certainly hasn't been featured on the show in a while, but unfortunately, Gabe passed away. He was suffering from cancer, and I'm not even sure what kind of cancer Gabe was dealing with. It was nothing this is all news to me. I had no idea that he was even sick. But I do know that him and Trina were and have been separated for some time, but however have remained very close friends. They do not share children. However, because he had been around her kids for such a long time, he, kind of took them in as his own. So, if you recall, she has 2 sons. And so, it's really sad. I mean, when you think about Gabe, Gabe, he was the original troublemaking husband from, from the Braxton Family Values, before we realized that all of the husbands were trouble, including Papa Braxton. Okay. But that's neither here nor there, but, listen, rest in peace to Gabe, and my condolences to Trina Braxton. But I know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring you down, Charlie Brown. All right, let's talk about something else then. Hello. Can we talk about Andy Cohen? Andrew Cohen is having a baby. Did you know that? Yes, Andy Cohen announced just on a recent episode, I want to say actually either